Well, since we're sheltering in place, I figured it's time to maybe have a little variety in what we're eating. So I am going to make Italian sausage out of what I got in the freezer. Let's see. Got a little elk roast down here. We'll take that. And let's see. Here we got some wild boar pork. Let's see. Elk ribs. No, I don't want that. What do we got down there? Another elk roast. And ooh, got something good down here. What's that? Ah, elk heart. Yep. And maybe we got ham here that I made out of a wild boar. Back strap out of a wild boar. There's what I'm looking for. Shoulder. Elk or wild boar shoulder. And I think I got another one of them down here. There we go. Shoulder scraps. That ought to make up quite a bit. I don't think I've got anything else in there. Let's see. Yeah, I got a little bit of lamb. And got a steak down here. And what do we got here? Squirrel. Yep. No, I'm not going to put any squirrel in it. So, and we don't need, that's all salmon down under there. And that's all halibut over there. And ooh, we got some tamales. Lots of tamales. 10 dozen tamales, but we don't need that. Okay, back again. Here we go with, this is pretty much the ingredients that you need. We got starting from the left, parsley, black pepper, fennel seed, diced tomatoes or crushed tomatoes, salt, crushed red pepper, Romano cheese, and of course the meats, which I have wild boar and elk. All right, so here we go again. We're going to be making Italian sausage today. We did a lot of prep. It's all about prep. Getting everything ready before you're actually going to make it, and trying to get everything clean too. This is my wife, Mary. Say hi, Mary. This is me. Maybe you can see me, I can't tell. Anyway, what do you need for this? Well, what do we have? We have elk here. We have some wild pig that I was fortunate enough to get last year. Thank you, Win Heron and Adrian Blakely. I went down to their ranches and they allowed me to harvest a couple of hogs. And what else we got? So we got, this is Romano cheese. That right there is fennel. We got some garlic cloves that have been pureed. We got some crushed red pepper. We got some coarse black pepper, salt, bunch of chopped fresh parsley, and we got diced tomatoes too. So that is what makes Italian sausage right there. And how are we going to do this? Well, we've got, this is my cutting wrapping table that I use in elk camp every year. So it all comes apart. Anyway, got my hand grinder right there, which is a lot faster than a lot of the modern electric grinders. So this is what I always use. That thing right there is over 100 years old and made in USA. I don't know if I can see it on there. Anyway, it's made in USA a long time ago, and it works great. That's what I use all the time. We got my wrapping paper down here and a cutting wrapping table and plastic wrap there. By the way, I've tried the new hand grinders that are made in China, not to bash China or anything other than the fact that they make it look like it, but their tolerances are so far off it won't grind meat unless the meat is frozen. Anyway, we're going to give this a shot here. All right, you can start. Okay, we're grinding now. Takes a while to fill the grinder. And put a little bit of pork in. Put a little bit of elk in. And you can see a hand grinder works pretty good. You can grind through hundreds of pounds of meat pretty quickly with a hand grinder. You don't need the newfangled modern things. The elk is all hind quarter, roasts that I had in the freezer. And like I said, the pig is pork shoulder and also hind quarter. Anyway, you can see it goes pretty quick. Grinder works pretty well. Just alternate and we'll mix it later as well. So, it's going to take a while to grind all this, so you can pause it. Now, okay, everything's ground up. Didn't take long. And now I'm going to be mixing in all the spices and everything else. So, all I'm going to do is try and spread everything kind of evenly over the top. And then I'll mix it in. That's black pepper. Now I might as well put the cracked red pepper in next. Might even put a little fairy dust in after, a little habanero pepper. No, my wife's shaking her head. No. Okay, this is the salt. Oh, garlic. Well, garlic is more of a paste form, so we'll just kind of break it up. Nice and pureed, so it'll mix in well. Mixing is going to make all the difference in all this. Obviously, all the spices are on top to start with, and I'm going to thoroughly mix it in. And then that's my wife's phone. She's a popular person, usually with the daughter. Alright, that was garlic. Now we're putting in fennel. Lots of fennel. It's that black licorice tasting seed that makes Italian sausage Italian. Now we've got Romano cheese. Lots of Romano cheese to go in. Whoa, not on the stove. Alright. Put on a little parsley. A lot of parsley. This is fresh parsley chopped up. And diced tomato. Can't forget diced tomato. Some of it I didn't have all diced, so I've got some crushed tomato, and unfortunately it was a puree version. You don't really want pureed tomatoes, but that's what we got. We got a coronavirus time. You got to use what you got rather than going to the store all the time. So then it's a matter of mixing it all up. Man, this is going to take a while, but that's basically Italian sausage. And this is some of the best sausage you can ever put in your mouth. This is a recipe from a good friend who's passed on, Frank Saida. Anybody who worked for Amoco would know the name probably. Frank was a really good guy. And I do have another recipe from Val Campione, another Italian. And it uses wine, adding wine into it. But since we're in the beginning of the day, it's not past 5 o'clock. You didn't want to start with the wine yet. Anyway, folks, this is going to be some really good stuff. We got about 8 pounds of it, something like that here. And it'll be something that we can eat for, should keep us eating for quite a while. We don't have to just have burger and steak and ham and pork chops and everything else of squirrel that I got in the freezer. So thank you all for listening. And